Grandpa Brett likes to drink her piss like it's dirty soda, and he gulps it down like water, and that's what Fruity Pebbles is.
Oh, I categorically know what happened because we have cameras everywhere and I've seen every ounce of the footage.
Okay, you guys, seriously, the internet is literally melting down right now, and I am not okay. I am genuinely not okay. We need to talk about the secret lives of Mormon wives because the drama has officially transcended reality TV and entered some kind of chaotic fourth dimension nightmare. We have Lisa Vanderpump, yes, the queen of Villa Rosa, the woman who carries dogs in purses that cost more than my entire college tuition, entering the chat to drop absolute bombshells on a group of Mormon moms from Utah. Like, in what universe is this happening? If you had told me a year ago that LVP would be getting involved in MOMTOK drama, I would have laughed in your face. But here we are, and that is just the tip of the iceberg. We have accusations of business sabotage between so-called besties. We have legal threats flying back and forth like confetti. And we finally, and regrettably actually know what Fruity Pebbles means. And let me tell you right now, I wish I could unknow it. I would pay good money to scrub that information from my brain forever. If you thought the soft swinging scandal from season 1 was wild, buckle up, Buttercup, because that was child's play. That was the appetizer. We are currently in the main course of absolute devastation. We're talking allegations that could ruin lives. We're talking dead dads being brought up in Instagram comments, which, by the way, is absolutely vile, and we will get to that. And we have receipts that are allegedly about to burn everything to the ground. So, we are diving deep into the messiest, most toxic feud in reality TV history. Let's get into it.
I can't believe that Demi's pretending that this is such a personal, private matter when they literally had Brett do a pee tasting on film and then posted it to the internet.
Okay, before we get into the new nasty stuff, like the impending lawsuits and the gross comments, we have to rewind for 2 seconds. Just in case you've been living under a rock, or maybe you have a healthy social life and don't spend all day refreshing TikTok like I do. No judgment if you do. It's a safe space here. We need to talk about season 2, specifically the crossover episode from Hell. Do you remember when the Mormon wives packed their bags and went to Italy to visit the cast of Vanderpump Villa? On paper, this sounded like a fever dream, a crossover event no one asked for, but everyone watched. In reality, it was a disaster of biblical proportions. This trip is ground zero. This is where the seed of destruction was planted. It started with Jen, who, let's be honest, loves to stir the pot, accusing Demi of flirting with Marciano from Vanderpump Villa. At the time, Demi was clutching her pearls, denying everything, acting like the mere suggestion was a mortal sin. She was giving us, "I'm a happily married woman, how dare you," energy. But then Marciano, who is absolutely zero chill, comes out later and says, no, the flirting definitely happened. And suddenly the audience is looking around like, wait, who do we believe? But hold on, it gets messier. Because by the end of season 2, Marciano doesn't just stick to the flirting story, he drops a nuke, a literal bomb. He claims he didn't just flirt with Demi, he hooked up with Jessie. Jessie, the one who is famously married. At the time, Jessie denied it. She denied it hard. She looked into the camera and said, absolutely not. But then the wedding ring came off. The cryptic Instagram stories started. The rumors started swirling like a tornado in a trailer park. And we were all left sitting there like, okay, who is lying? Because the math isn't mathing and someone is hiding a really big secret.
If you are still confused about the whole Marciano and Demi situation and how the assault claims came about, please listen to this. Marciano was on Heather McDonald's podcast today. The way he explained it clarified the timeline for me and why Demi did what she did. On the podcast, Marciano explains that a few days after Demi and the rest of the cast had left the villa, he was fired. But he was not fired because of anything to do with Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. He and Hannah were both fired, and he had posted on his story that he was out eating in Italy.
Now, here is where it gets personal. This isn't just about boys and flirting anymore. This is about money and careers. And honestly, this is the part that makes me side-eye Demi a massive amount. Allegedly, and I'm stressing the word allegedly here because I don't want a cease and desist letter. Demi wasn't just flirting in Italy. Back home, behind the scenes, she was supposedly trying to get Jessie fired. Can you imagine? You're supposed to be best friends. You're supposed to be ride or die. I'll help you hide the body level besties. And meanwhile, rumors started surfacing that Demi was in contract negotiations trying to push Jessie out of the show completely to secure a higher paycheck for herself. I mean, listen, we all want to get paid. I get it. Inflation is real. Capitalism is tough. Erewhon smoothies are expensive. But trying to get your best friend booted off the show so you can buy another pair of designer boots, that is snake behavior. That is unimaginable betrayal. And it didn't stop there. This is where it gets petty. Receipts came out exposing that Demi was secretly warning people, specifically Taylor, not to go to Jessie's salon. Now, if you know anything about hairstylists or people in the beauty industry, you know you do not mess with their clientele. That is the one rule. That is their bread and butter. That is how they feed their kids. For Demi to be whispering in people's ears, "Don't go to Jessie's, her work isn't good," while simultaneously smiling in her face on camera and pretending to be her best friend, that is not just bad vibes. That is calculated sabotage. That is, I want to destroy your livelihood energy. And honestly, if my best friend did that to me, we aren't just fighting. We are enemies for life.
I promise you guys, you will never have to see this girl on TV ever again.
Marciano is not happy with Demi because she brought up his deceased father and brought him into this situation. And Marciano has receipts from some of the comments that Demi has left. This started because the other day she posted a video insinuating that reality TV is fake. And if you've seen this past season of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, she is accusing Marciano of SA. Someone commented on that video saying, "This is how Marciano felt." Demi coming back saying, "The recorded phone calls I have say quite the opposite. Don't get ahead of yourself, Joanna. The truth is coming. I like to play with my food a little before I eat it."
So, fast forward to the reunion, the moment we were all waiting for, the Super Bowl of drama. And what does Demi do? She skips it, she packs her bags, and goes to Disneyland. Which, honestly, I respect the hustle. But the problem with skipping the reunion is that you aren't there to defend yourself when the receipts get pulled out. And oh boy, did they get pulled out? Jessie showed up ready for war. She didn't just come with words, she came with screenshots. We love a screenshot. A screenshot is worth 1,000 words. She had texts allegedly from Marciano's phone showing his conversations with Demi. And let's just say the texts were not giving faithful wife. They were not giving, I'm just being friendly. They were giving single and ready to mingle. They were giving, I'm forgetting I have a husband at home. The whole cast was shocked. Even the people who usually defend Demi, like Whitney, who tries to play peacemaker, were looking at these texts like, "Girl, I can't help you here. You cannot explain this away with a lull." But then, the plot twist of the century. Jessie decides to stop hiding. She looks at the camera, she looks at the group, and she admits it. She admits to an emotional affair with Marciano. She said her marriage was in a rough patch, it was toxic, they were fighting, and she sought validation and attention elsewhere. Now, pause. I have to give Jessie a tiny crumb of credit here. Just a crumb. It takes guts to sit there on national television and say, "Yeah, I messed up, I cheated emotionally, I was weak." She owned it. She's in therapy with her husband. She's trying to fix it. She's doing the work. Compare that to Demi, who is still screaming, "I didn't do it. It's all lies," while the walls are closing in around her. It's the difference between accountability and deflection. And the audience, you guys and me, we are seeing right through it. When you own your mess, people tend to forgive you. When you lie about it, that's when you get dragged.
This all kicked off because Lisa Vanderpump gave an interview saying, "I have all the footage from Vanderpump Villa. Marciano did not essay Demi."
We have cameras everywhere, and I've seen every ounce of the footage. So I think when the women are doubting her, I think they've got very good reason.
Lisa's track record for protecting awful men should be noted. Just noted. But then Demi commented, "Jessie must be jealous that Lisa's talking about me and not her," which is so rich. How is Demi accusing Jessie of being fame hungry or attention hungry when she is the one being a mess on social media?
Okay, we have to get serious for a second because this next part is heavy, and it's why the internet is so divided right now. Demi isn't just denying the flirting anymore. She has pivoted. She has escalated the situation. She is now alleging that Marciano touched her inappropriately in Italy. She used the words unwanted and violated. Now, I want to be very clear. We take allegations of assault seriously. Always, 100%. If someone says they were uncomfortable or violated, we listen. We don't dismiss that. But here is where it gets complicated and where things get murky. Marciano vehemently denies this. He says it was all consensual. And he points to the fact that after this alleged incident, Demi was still following him on Instagram, DMing him, and acting friendly. He's saying, if I did something so terrible, why were you still trying to be my friend afterward? And then the boss entered the chat. Lisa Vanderpump, the matriarch, the woman who doesn't get out of bed for less than $1 million. She posted a video addressing this situation, and she did not mince words. She wasn't vague. She didn't use PR speak. She said, quote, I categorically know what happened because we have cameras everywhere and I've seen every ounce of the footage. LVP is unequivocally siding with Marciano. She is basically saying, I have the tapes, I have watched them with my own eyes, and Demi is lying. Listen to me. Lisa Vanderpump is a businesswoman first and foremost. She protects her brand with her life. She runs an empire. She would not publicly defend a man accused of SA or inappropriate touching unless she was 1,000% sure the footage backed him up. If that footage showed even a hint of something sketchy, she would have buried him. She would have fired him and distanced herself immediately. The fact that she is speaking out, the fact that she is putting her reputation on the line for him, it's a massive blow to Demi's credibility. And the other wives, Jen, Michaela, they are commenting on LVP's post, like, finally, the truth is coming out. They are cheering. It really makes you wonder. If the footage exists, why hasn't Hulu released it? Are they saving it for season 4? Because if so, that is diabolical. That is actively withholding the truth for ratings, and honestly, I wouldn't put it past them. But we need to see the tapes. Release the tapes, Hulu.
I'm sorry, he drinks her what now? Why do you like The Secret Life of Mormon Wives? Because one of the cast members, Jesse, said this just a few hours ago. Grandpa Brett likes to drink her piss like it's dirty soda, and he gulps it down like water, and that's what Fruity Pebbles is. Those are real words used in a real sentence to talk about a very real situation that happened, and that is mind-boggling. Never in my 34 years did I think I'd read a sentence like that. And that makes her really good television.
Okay, shake off the heavy stuff because we need to talk about Fruity Pebbles. And I apologize in advance for what I'm about to tell you. For the last year, Demi has been using Fruity Pebbles as this cute little brand. It's her thing. She's wearing the costumes for Halloween. She's holding the cereal boxes in her Instagram stories. She's doing unboxing videos. It was this inside joke about her bedroom life with her husband, Brett. Fans were guessing, oh, is it a lubricant? Is it a toy? Well, Jessie got tired of the I'm a victim act from Demi. She got tired of the lies, and she decided to scorch the earth. Jessie went on Instagram and told us exactly what Fruity Pebbles means. You guys, I can't even believe I'm saying this out loud. According to Jessie, the Fruity Pebbles taste refers to, okay, how do I say this without getting demonetized by YouTube? It refers to the flavor of a certain fluid involved in an act performed on Demi. And apparently that flavor is influenced by her husband Brett, chugging dirty soda like it's water. Yeah, let that sink in. It's gross. It's TMI. It's information I never needed to know about Brett, but here's the kicker. Demi got mad that Jessie outed this private detail. She played the privacy card. But Jessie's point is, and I kind of agree with her here, girl, you have been monetizing this. You've been making brand deals off this term. You've been winking at the camera about it for a year. You can't make it your entire personality and then cry privacy when someone finally explains the joke. It's the hypocrisy for me. You can't have your Fruity Pebbles cake and eat it too. You can't sell the mystery and then get mad when the solution is revealed. It just makes the whole innocent Mormon mom act crumble even more.
But this is the comment that really got Marciano upset. And in my opinion, justified. She says, oops, looks like he deleted it, found his weak spot, looks like he's not so tough after all. Was your daddy this much of a blank too? I'm sure he's looking down, so disappointed, and what an embarrassment you've turned out to be. There's still time to turn it around and tell the truth. Because now Demi is claiming that Marciano grabbed her private areas when that was not brought up previously.
But if you thought dirty soda was the bottom of the barrel, in the midst of all this fighting online, comments, stories, DMs, Marciano claims that Demi took it to a level that is unforgivable, a level that you just don't go to. Allegedly, in a comment section, Demi wrote something about Marciano's late father, his dad who passed away. She allegedly wrote, "Was your daddy this big of a puss?" and followed it up with, "He's looking down on me, disappointed and embarrassed with the person I have become." Excuse me, I don't care how much drama you have. I don't care if you hate the guy. I don't care if he stole your parking spot or ruined your life. You do not, under any circumstances, bring up someone's deceased parent. That is the line. You crossed the line. You sprinted past the line. You took a private jet to a different time zone than the line. Marciano was understandably furious. He was heartbroken. He called it sickening. He said, "You can attack me, you can lie about me, you can come for my career, but you come at my father who is no longer alive." This is where Demi lost a lot of people. You can be messy, you can be dramatic, we love messy, but being cruel, being malicious about someone's grief, using a dead parent as a punchline in an Instagram comment, that is a character flaw that no amount of PR spin can fix. That shows a darkness that frankly is scary.
Not only is Secret Lives of Mormon Wives Season 4 coming sooner than expected, but we also get 20 episodes this time around. I'm so excited about that because I need 20 episodes every season. The Hollywood Reporter says more of Mormon Wives is on the way with another 20 episodes coming early 2026.
So, where does this leave us? What is the aftermath of this? Marciano is threatening legal action. He's talking lawyers. He's talking defamation suits. Jesse is posting petty stories, calling Demi delusional, and telling her to check into the loony bin. Which, okay, Jesse, maybe let's not use that terminology. It's a bit 2005, but I get the anger. Demi is claiming she's being silenced while simultaneously posting 14-paragraph essays on her stories every hour, and Lisa Vanderpump is sitting in her villa, sipping rosé, holding the hard drive that could end it all, probably laughing at the chaos she helped orchestrate. It is a mess, a glorious, toxic, exhausting mess. And the worst part, or maybe the best part for us drama vultures, Hulu just announced Season 4 is coming soon. So we aren't done. We are going to be dragging this carcass of a feud into another season. We are going to see Marciano and Demi face off on camera. We are going to see if that footage ever sees the light of day. But I have to know, whose side are you on? Do you believe LVP and the cameras? Do you think Demi is telling the truth and everyone is gaslighting her? And seriously, be honest with me. Will you ever look at a bowl of Fruity Pebbles the same way again? Because I won't. I'm traumatized.
You revealed that the only reason that you returned to Secret Lives was because you wanted to get cast on Dancing with the Stars.
Mm-hmm. Why is everyone acting weird towards me?
No, we're not. Chill. Come on.
No, seriously.
So I actually don't think I made it clear enough in my story why they call that Fruity Pebbles.
Okay, seriously, just pause. Do you ever wake up on a random Tuesday, minding your own business, and think, wow, I hope today involves learning about a Mormon mom's husband drinking her bodily fluids that supposedly taste like a specific brand of childhood breakfast cereal? No, you don't, because that is insane. I didn't ask for this. You didn't ask for this. And yet, here we are. The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives cast has officially, and I mean officially, lost the plot. We aren't just talking about petty drama anymore. We have gone from soft swinging rumors and hair salon beef to international lawsuits, potential revenge porn allegations, and biological hazards in the span of like 48 hours. It is chaos. It is actually scary. And just when you thought it couldn't get any weirder, the final boss has arrived. Lisa Vanderpump. Yes, that Lisa Vanderpump, the queen of Bravo herself, has entered the chat. So now we have LVP threatening to release unseen footage, we have friendships ending over yellow liquids, and we have a scandal that has single-handedly ruined the cereal aisle for me forever. Like, I genuinely might need therapy after researching this. If you thought the soft swinging drama was wild, you are not ready for this. Let's get into it.
Are there any doctors out here who can confirm? I was under the impression that if your urine was sweet or tasted like Fruity Pebbles, there was other issues like maybe kidney stones or diabetes. I am not here to kink shame. I really am not. I am genuinely concerned and very, very interested in understanding why someone's urine would actually taste like Fruity Pebbles.
Okay, first things first. For the 3 people watching who actually have a healthy work-life balance and missed the origin story of this disaster, God bless you, but let me drag you down into the mud with the rest of us. To truly understand why we are talking about urine and lawsuits today, we have to go back to the root of all evil, the Italy trip. Specifically, the Vanderpump Villa crossover that literally nobody asked for, but we all watched anyway because we have no self-control. Here's the tea. Demi, who, by the way, has been fighting for her life in the comments sections for weeks, was originally accused of getting way too flirty with Marciano during filming. At the time, when the episodes dropped, it just looked like standard messy reality TV behavior. You know, a little too much wine, a little too close for comfort, but then the plot didn't just thicken, it curdled. Demi came out later and basically said, "Hold up, rewind the tape." She dropped a massive bomb, claiming that it wasn't just flirting. She said she felt violated. She made it very clear that Marciano touched her inappropriately and crossed a major line that she did not consent to. And we have to pause there because that is heavy, right? That takes this whole thing out of silly gossip territory and throws it straight into serious real-world allegations territory. But Marciano, he wasn't just going to sit there and take it. He hit back immediately, and he hit back hard. He's claiming, absolutely not. He says the whole thing was mutual, that she was totally into it, and get this, he claims she was sliding into his DMs after the trip and following him on social media like everything was cool. His side of the story is basically that she got caught acting shady, realized it looked bad for her marriage, and is now trying to spin the narrative to play the victim. So now we are stuck in this incredibly toxic, high-stakes game of he said, she said. On one side, you have a woman claiming she was uncomfortable and crossed. On the other, you have a guy claiming he has receipts that prove she's lying, and usually this is where the drama would stay, messy, unresolved, and between the two of them. But because this is Mom Talk, and because peace is apparently an allergy for these people, it didn't stay there. Oh no, this was just the spark that lit the fuse for the explosion we're dealing with today.
Lisa Vanderpump says she has seen the footage from Vanderpump Villa and says that the other Secret Lives of Mormon wives have every right not to believe Demi. Meanwhile, since Demi's plan to throw Jesse under the bus kind of backfired, it seems like she's now throwing production under the bus. Okay, so let's start with Lisa Vanderpump. This is what she had to say about the whole Marciano and Demi situation, and yes, she has reviewed the tapes.
Oh, I categorically know what happened because we have cameras everywhere and I've seen every ounce of the footage.
Enter the final boss, Lisa Vanderpump. You guys, I actually dropped my phone when I saw this headline. LVP herself stepped out of her villa, probably holding a dog that costs more than my entire car, to defend Marciano, and let me tell you, she did not come to play. She went on record publicly with her chest, claiming she has seen the footage. She said, quote, "There was footage of every inch of that villa. She is claiming that Big Brother was watching, the cameras were rolling, and she knows exactly what went down." Basically, she is calling a massive bluff on Demi's violation claims, and because the Queen of Bravo has spoken, Marciano is now empowered. He is puffing his chest out, throwing around scary words like defamation and lawsuits, claiming Demi is single-handedly ruining his reputation and his career. And look, legal threats are serious. We don't play with that. But here is my question, and I'm just asking what we're all thinking. I'm just the messenger here. If the footage is so HD, 4K, clear as day, caught in 4K, why are we playing telephone, huh? Why haven't we seen it? If this video exonerates him completely, why is it being treated like state secrets? Is Lisa protecting her cast like a mother hen, or is she holding on to the receipts to leverage a massive rating spike for a crossover season? Because right now, it feels like she's dangling a carrot in front of us saying, I know the truth and you don't. It's giving, I have a girlfriend, but she goes to another school. Either way, when Lisa Vanderpump gets involved, you know the legal bills are about to be higher than the show's entire production budget. It's not just TikTok drama anymore, it's Bravo drama. And that is a different beast entirely.
As you guys know, Demi went as far as to literally print off Jesse's face in order to make a video. And Jessie posted this to her story and said, printing off my face is actually romantic. And unlike the majority of Demi's comments that are just like, this is not a flex, everyone is hyping Jessie up. Okay, but seriously, I do think Miranda has the best comments. She just knows what to use, perfect.
But wait, we have to pivot. Because while the international legal threats from Bravo royalty are scary, the internal mom talk fighting is somehow even nastier, and honestly, it is so much pettier. Jessie and Demi, they are done, cooked, burnt toast. And if you think the reason their friendship imploded is something profound, oh honey, you are watching the wrong show. Before we even got to the bodily fluids, which we will get to unfortunately, they were at each other's throats over a hair salon. Yes, you heard me correctly, a hair salon. Apparently, the beef started sizzling because Demi allegedly dissed Jessie's hair business. In the world of Utah influencers, coming for someone's extensions is basically a declaration of war. But it didn't stop there. Then came the accusations that Demi was actively trying to get Jesse fired from the show. That is messing with the bag. You don't mess with the bag. It's giving Mean Girls, but with more beige home decor and Stanley Cups. But it was jealousy, pure and simple. When all that LVP drama started heating up, Demi reportedly made a comment insinuating that Jesse would be jealous that Lisa Vanderpump was talking about her. Imagine thinking your friend is jealous that you are getting dragged by a reality TV icon. That comment was the final straw. Jesse basically looked at that and decided she was done playing nice. You know that friend who knows all your deepest, darkest secrets and keeps them in a vault until you cross them? And then the vault opens. That is Jessie right now. She saw Demi getting all this negative attention and essentially said, "Oh, you think that's a headline? You think that makes you the main character? Hold my Diet Coke because I am about to ruin your whole week."
So the Fruity Pebbles story was about pee?
Grandpa Brett likes to drink her piss like it's dirty soda, and he gulps it down like water, and that's what Fruity Pebbles is.
Like many of you, I'm sure, I wondered, what does Fruity Pebbles have to do with that?
This is the moment I have been dreading. This is where we get to the Fruity Pebbles of it all. I want you to really prepare yourselves because Jessie didn't just go low. She didn't just spill the tea. She spilled, well, let's just say she spilled the fluids. Jessie went on her Instagram stories, publicly for millions of people to see, uncensored, unbothered, and she went absolutely nuclear. She decided that the hair salon beef wasn't hitting hard enough, so she exposed a private, and I mean extremely private, locked in the vault, take this to the grave, story about Demi and her husband Brett. I am going to try to say this as delicately as possible so YouTube doesn't demonetize my entire existence, but here is the reality. Jessie revealed that there was a moment, an intimate moment, where Brett allegedly consumed Demi's yellow liquid. You know what I'm talking about, the golden shower, the number one. But it gets worse, because it wasn't just the act itself. No, that would be too simple for this group. The detail that has the entire internet gagging is that after the fact, Brett reportedly commented that it tasted like Fruity Pebbles. Yes, the Flintstone cereal. The colorful Rice Crisp things you ate while watching Saturday morning cartoons. That is now forever associated with bodily fluids in my brain. Thank you, Jessie. Thank you for that. Just sit with that for a second. Jessie took that information, which, let's be real, is clearly a kink or a private joke between a husband and wife, and she weaponized it. She leaked it to the world because she was mad. It is gross, yes. It is TMI, absolutely. But it is also, frankly, a massive violation. Imagine your darkest, weirdest, most embarrassing bedroom secret being blasted to the entire world just because your friend was mad about a snarky comment on Instagram. It is nightmare fuel. It is the definition of scorched earth. And the worst part, Demi confirmed it. She confirmed it was true, so we can't even say it's a lie. We just have to live with this information now.
So all of a sudden, it's not a private moment between you and your husband. Now it's a private moment between you, your husband, and your stepkids.
Why is everyone acting weird towards me?
No, we're not. Chill. Come on.
No, seriously.
Demi could have made this video with literally anybody else. At first, I wasn't sure those were her stepkids. I was like, there's no way. Like, obviously, she's gonna try and get in on the joke, especially since the joke is about her and Peepaw. But using your stepkids in this is like, wow, heinous.
Demi decided that the best way to handle this PR nightmare was to try and take the power back. She clearly thought, if I joke about it first, they can't hurt me. So she didn't just ignore it, she posted content about it. She literally set up a ring light, looked into the camera, and posted a TikTok where she is holding up a screenshot of Jessie's humiliating story while eating a bowl of Fruity Pebbles, just crunching away. Like it's a funny little inside joke and not a horrifying revelation about her bodily fluids. Girl, read the room. Please, I am begging you. She thought she was giving unbothered queen. She thought she was giving iconic. But the internet was not laughing. The comment section was a crime scene. People were brutally honest. One comment, which I think should be framed in a museum, said, "The post button is optional." Another person wrote, "This did not hit the way you think it did, girl." And the most heartbreaking ones were the people pointing out the obvious. Your poor children have to go to school tomorrow. But did she stop there? Did she look at those comments and think, okay, maybe I should log off? No, she doubled down. She posted another video showing herself walking into Thanksgiving dinner, holding a batch of Rice Krispie treats made with Fruity Pebbles. I need you to visualize this. It is Thanksgiving, a holy holiday about family and gratitude. You are walking into a house full of your relatives, your grandma, your aunts, your cousins, and you are carrying a tray of treats that are a direct reference to your husband drinking your pee. It is cringe on a level that I didn't even know existed. It feels so desperate. It feels like she is flailing, trying to convince us that she doesn't care, but by posting about it 10 times a day, she is proving that she cares the most. It's not the serve she thinks it is, it's just humiliating.
It's because it apparently tastes like Fruity Pebbles, which I'm not going to yuck your yum, but that's weird. But also, I just want to say that, like, there's so much history here. Obviously, I'm fed up for a reason. There are things in the reunion you will see, hopefully, of like why I feel the way I do. She did something to me that I feel is unforgivable and was like super insensitive.
And just when you thought we had hit the ceiling of cringe, Jessie decided to break through the roof. Because see, a normal person might leak a scandal and then lay low. They might hide out for a bit while the internet burns. But Jessie? Oh, absolutely not. She saw Demi's desperate little I don't care videos and she decided to double down. Actually, scratch that. She didn't just double down. She built a whole new condo complex on top of the drama. After Demi posted those humiliating videos trying to joke about the situation, Jessie uploaded her own response. And it was diabolical. It was art. It was terrifying. She posted a video of herself lighting a candle, but not just any candle, a Fruity Pebbles scented candle. I didn't even know they made those. Did she have that custom ordered? Did she run to TJ Maxx specifically for this bit? The dedication to the bit is honestly frightening. And the soundtrack? She set the video to Actually Romantic by Taylor Swift. Swifties, you know what that means. Nothing is accidental when Taylor is involved. Jessie is setting a mood. She is lighting the candle, listening to Taylor, and basically basking in the glow of the chaos she created. Then she captioned it with this incredibly specific POV, Thanksgiving dinner, after you dropped a show where you expose a scandalous storyline, then start national drama on the internet. She is owning it. She is proud of it. She is literally capitalizing on the fact that she ruined her friend's reputation. But the real twist, the part that actually made me gasp, it happened in the comments. People started telling Jessie, hey, did you see Demi's video? She's eating the cereal. She's trying to clap back. And Jessie responded with the coldest line I have ever read. She said simply, I have her blocked, so I had no clue. Do you understand how embarrassing that is for Demi? Demi is out here spending her holiday making content specifically to get a reaction out of Jessie. She is buying the cereal, making the treats, filming the videos, doing the most. And Jessie literally cannot see it. Jessie blocked her and moved on to lighting candles. It is humiliating. It's like watching someone scream at a brick wall, but the brick wall is listening to Taylor Swift and having a great time. It's a level of shade so thick you need a machete to cut through it.
You said, quote, you were treating Secret Lives like a business opportunity is what you're saying.
Yeah.
How do you think that impacted your relationship with the rest of MOMTOK?
Meanwhile, while Jessie and Demi are fighting over bodily fluids and scented candles in the mud, Whitney is over here playing 4D chess on Call Her Daddy. And honestly, she is proving that friendship in this group is officially dead. It's rotting. It's gone. Whitney went on the podcast, which, by the way, is a huge platform, so good for her, and she basically decided to say the quiet part out loud. You know how we always speculate that influencers don't actually like each other, that they just tolerate each other for the paycheck? Well, Whitney looked directly into the camera and said, yes, correct. She admitted, without shame, without hesitation, that the only reason she came back for this season of Secret Lives was because producers dangled a carrot in front of her, and that carrot was an audition for Dancing with the Stars. She literally described the phone call. She said the producers told her, if you come back and film, you get the audition. And her response? I will be back for that. You win. She basically admitted that she sold her soul, and her privacy, for a chance to wear sequins and cha-cha on national television. And look, I want to say, respect the hustle. I really do. In this economy, get your bag. But you can't act surprised when your friends don't trust you. You can't act shocked when the other women treat you like a coworker instead of a sister. You essentially walked into the room and said, I am using you people as stepping stones to get to the ballroom. And to make it even icier, she dropped the line of the century. It's a job at the end of the day. Oof, that is cold. That is business. This attitude explains the beef with Jen, too. Jen publicly said she wasn't rooting for Whitney on DWTS. Petty? Yes, but can you blame her? If someone told me to my face, I'm only hanging out with you so I can get a better job, I probably wouldn't vote for their foxtrot either. Whitney is trying to play the I'm just a working mom providing for my family card, and I get that, but it just feels hollow. It really solidifies the sad truth about MOMTOK right now. Maybe none of these women actually like each other anymore. Maybe the secret lives aren't about secrets or lives at all. It's just a group of independent contractors screaming at each other to boost their engagement metrics. It's all a business transaction, and business is booming.
Listen, I really try to understand Demi, but she's lost me. I cannot defend this anymore. I don't know if she's doing this just to be on the show, or she really is, like, not getting it. But I will say, hats off to Jessie, because she owned every bit of her story on season 3, and Demi did not. She kept deflecting and kept trying to create more issues and talk smack.
So, where does that leave us? We need to take a collective deep breath. Because if you look at the scoreboard, the current state of affairs is actually insane. We have international lawsuits involving Bravo royalty. We have allegations of assault. We have friendships imploding over hair salons. And, of course, we have the fruity Pebbles of it all, a scandal that involves bodily fluids, betrayal, and the absolute destruction of a beloved childhood breakfast cereal. It is exhausting, isn't it? It feels like we are watching a car crash in slow motion. But instead of airbags, the car is filled with ring lights and sponsored content. But here is the hard truth. And I'm going to hold your hand when I say this, because I need to hear it too. This is exactly what they want. They know that the crazier it gets, the more we watch. They know that as long as they keep escalating the shock value, no matter how humiliating, no matter how gross, but you have to ask yourself, and I'm genuinely asking you guys this, how far is too far? Because I feel like we crossed the line about 3 exits ago. We blew past fun drama and entered psychological warfare when the pee rumors started flying. Is this sustainable? Can they keep topping this? Or are we watching the final desperate flailing of a group that knows their 15 minutes are ticking down? I don't know the answer, but I do know one thing. I will never be able to walk down the cereal aisle at the grocery store ever again without dissociating. And for that, I will never forgive them. I need to know what you guys think, seriously. Are you Team Jessie with her scorched earth policy? Are you Team Demi with her cringe clapbacks? Or are you Team Please Make It Stop? Let me know in the comments, and be specific, I read everything.
Was sexually assaulted and inappropriately touched without my consent.
The Demi and Marciano lawsuit just dropped, and you're not going to believe what's in it.
We're getting one of Demi's many sides to her stories. This girl just can't keep her story straight. Like, we're tired, Demi.
Why was the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives reunion so chopped and screwed that it didn't even make sense?
Okay, you know how we all sat there watching the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives season finale? And then that tragic excuse for a reunion, thinking, okay, surely that's it, right? Surely they're going to go home, drink their dirty sodas, and calm down. No. You guys, we were so wrong. We haven't just crossed the line. We are not dealing with normal reality TV drama anymore. We have officially entered the twilight zone of mess. I'm talking about a lawsuit, a real, actual, I am taking you to court lawsuit. Marciano is coming for Demi's neck. He's coming for her bank account, and the accusations in these documents, they are wild. But wait, it gets worse. Or better. I don't even know anymore. We also have a grown man, an adult human male, going on a podcast and admitting with his whole chest that he lied about sleeping with a woman. And his excuse? You are not going to believe me. I promise you, you are going to think I am making this up for clicks. His excuse is that he took a blue chew, yes, the boner pill, had a vivid dream, and got confused. I'm serious. He blamed a pill and a dream. If you felt robbed by that 1-hour reunion, which, by the way, was a crime against humanity, and I will never forgive Hulu for that, don't worry. The real drama, the real tea, it's happening right now in the court of public opinion, and it is absolutely unhinged. So please hydrate yourself, because you are going to get dehydrated from gasping. We are diving deep into the lawsuit, the lies, and the absolute dumpster fire that is the post-season fallout. Let's go.
Why was the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives reunion so chopped and screwed that it didn't even make sense? Like, even from the beginning, the conflict and resolution between Zach and Brett was so abrupt that I was like, what did I miss? I feel like the whole reunion was just watching people give half or non-answers, seeing Stassi say, okay, and then we move on and go get a Dunkin' from the sponsored Watch What Happens Live inspired bar.
Thank you. Dude, what? It's over? So that was the worst reunion of my life.
First of all, and I need you to really hear me on this, before we even touch the legal drama, can we just take a collective deep breath and acknowledge the absolute train wreck that was the reunion? Trash. Literal. Flaming trash. I mean, really? Think about the math here. You film for 12 hours. 12! That is a full shift at a hospital. That is a Lord of the Rings marathon. These women sat in those uncomfortable chairs, probably sweating under those studio lights, traumatized and fighting for half a day. And what did the editors give us? 1 single hour. That isn't an edit. That is a crime scene. That is a massacre. It felt like we watched a best of clip show instead of an actual reunion. It's like cooking a Thanksgiving dinner for 3 days, roasting the turkey, making the sides, setting the table, and then serving your guests a single dry salt and cracker. I was hungry for tea and they gave me lukewarm tap water, and I'm not the only one who is livid. The cast is furious. They are on Instagram fighting for their lives. Jesse posted a screenshot of the show hitting #1 on Hulu, basically saying, "Thanks for watching, even though we all hated it." Like, imagine hating your own show. That's where we are at. But the real victim here, we have to talk about Michaela. My girl opened up about some serious, heavy, real-life trauma regarding intimacy this season. Stuff that actually matters. Stuff that makes people feel seen. And what did the producers decide was more important? That's cute, girl, but let's watch Dakota lie for 20 minutes. Are you kidding me? Michaela literally said she felt her story was brushed under the rug. And she is 100% right. Why are we watching Dakota try to convince us he's a changed man? Spoiler alert. The jury is still out. And by jury, I mean me, and I say guilty. While the actual wives, the title of the show, are being silenced, it's called Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, not Secret Lives of Mediocre Husbands who need therapy.
The Demi Marciano lawsuit just dropped, and you're not going to believe what's in it. Actually, you probably will. Okay, pause right here to read. But it goes on to say that they removed themselves from their larger group, shared a kiss that was off camera, and said, "I love you."
Learned that Demi said that she was going to divorce her husband Brett approximately 27 times. It also confirms they participated in multiple FaceTimes, one of which Demi's daughter was involved in.
But, okay, take a breath. Forget the bad editing for a second, because that is child's play compared to what is happening in the real world. The real tea, the boiling hot, third-degree burn tea, is happening in the courtroom. Marciano has officially filed a lawsuit against Demi, and y'all, the allegations in these legal documents are intense. Like, clutch your pearls and call your mom. Intense. So let me break this down for those of you who have a life and aren't terminally online like me. On the show, Demi claimed that during the trip to the Vanderpump Villa, Marciano crossed major boundaries. She talked about unwanted touching. She used the term sexual assault on social media. That is a massive, heavy, life-ruining accusation. That is not something you just throw around for a storyline. But Marciano, he is hitting back, and he is hitting back hard. In the lawsuit, he claims it was false, didn't happen. He says the incident in the villa was nothing more than a consensual kiss, and he's not just denying it, he claims he has receipts. He says that after this alleged incident, where she claims she was terrified and violated, she was still calling him. She was FaceTiming him. And get this, because this is the part that made my jaw drop. She was supposedly sharing her location with him. Now listen, I'm not a lawyer. I watched Legally Blonde twice, and I follow a few law accounts on TikTok, so that's my qualification. But if you are sharing your live location with someone who just assaulted you, that is going to be a very, very specific narrative for his lawyers to spin. He says her accusations have cost him work, ruined his reputation. I mean, arguably, he did some of that himself with his personality, but I digress, and caused him to be harassed by strangers. He wants money, he wants damages, and he wants the court to legally gag her from talking about him ever again. It's giving scorched earth. It's giving, I will take everything you own.
This is part 2 to Marciano and Harry Jazzy's podcast, the final part. And yes, Demi was actually sharing her location with him as well. Oh, and also we learned that Brett actually also invited Marciano to their house. And I just love it because that Harry goes, they want to make you their little playboy. Okay, let's back up though. He does reiterate again how grateful he is to Jessie because he says like even till this day he'll see that Jessie defends him online. She does not need to. She does not owe him anything. And he also says how grateful he is to LVP Lisa Vanderpump because she publicly defended him. But let's talk about him and Demi and how they reconnected. And there is some tea in this when it comes to the MOMTOK Vanderpump Villa crossover episodes and how originally they look different, he claims.
Okay, we have to pivot. We absolutely have to, because if I don't talk about this next part, I am going to physically combust. Marciano went on Harry Jowsey's podcast, which of course he did, because where else do men go to publicly humiliate themselves? And he finally addressed the Jessie rumors. You know, the storyline where he claimed he slept with Jessie and she denied it until she was blue in the face. Well, folks, he admitted he lied. But wait, it's not just that he lied, it's why he lied. You might want to sit down for this. If you are standing, sit. He says, and I cannot believe I am saying these words with my mouth. He thought he slept with her because he took a blue chew, you know, the boner pill, had a vivid dream and woke up with, let's call it leakage. I wish I was joking. I really, really wish I was making this up for a skit. This grown man, this adult human being who pays taxes, went on a microphone and said, I had a wet dream and got confused, so I told everyone on national television I slept with my friend's wife. Like, are you serious? Are you actually serious? Imagine ruining a woman's reputation, stressing out her marriage, and causing a massive scandal because you can't tell the difference between REM sleep and reality. It is so embarrassing. I actually have secondhand cringe just saying it out loud. He basically gaslit an entire cast because of a pill and a nap. He said he tried to sell the lie because he was confused. Sir, that is not confusion. That is delusion. That is a medical condition. Go to a sleep clinic. Do not go on a podcast.
There is footage in the hallway that this happened.
Just a suggestion to anyone who plans on like sticking with a lie, maybe get that lie straight and stick with it rather than like keep changing up a story because like we're getting whiplash here. And now we're learning that Demi reached out and demanded the footage, but what did they tell her? We don't have access to that footage, which is obviously a lie because Lisa and executives had said that they reviewed the footage and nothing happened.
Now, look, I need you to lean in for this one. I am usually team burn it all down. You know this. I live for the drama. I eat popcorn for dinner. I thrive in the chaos. But we have to talk about where lines were crossed because there is shade, there is reading someone for filth, and then there is, whatever this was. This was pitch black. Demi, who, let's be real, has a sharp tongue. She does not play. She is a sharp with her words. Left a comment on Marciano's page that has since been deleted. And yeah, she deleted it for a reason. She panic deleted it. She basically said, and I want you to brace yourself because reading this out loud actually makes my stomach hurt. She said, found his weak spot. Was your daddy this big of a tool? I'm sure he's looking down so disappointed in what an embarrassment you've turned out to be. I felt that in my chest. Did you feel that? It's not just an insult, it's a spiritual attack. Okay, listen, I love a good clapback. I love a petty queen. I love it when the girls fight. I am here for the entertainment. But bringing up a dead parent? Bringing up someone's deceased father and saying he is disappointed in them? That feels evil. That feels like we left the fun reality TV territory and entered the I want to hurt your soul forever territory. It's low. Have you ever been so mad at someone you wanted to destroy them? Sure, we've all been there. But to type that out, to hit send, that is the evil option. And honestly, even Demi knew she messed up. She didn't try to defend it. When she was asked about it later, she admitted she regretted it the minute she pressed send. She called it an awful thing to say. And you know what? She is right. It was. It really, really was. You can't unring that bell. You can delete the comment, but the screenshot lives on Twitter forever, honey. Marciano obviously is milking this for all it's worth. He is talking about it everywhere. And honestly, I hate to say this, I really do, but I kind of don't blame him on this one specific point. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. He said his brother was crying. He said his parents, his mother, found out and were crying. It's a mess. It just goes to show that when internet beef gets real, people stop acting like humans and start acting like villains. We have lost the plot, people. We are bringing ancestors and grieving mothers into TikTok comments. Can we please For the love of everything holy, just go back to fighting about bronzer and hair extensions, please.
Marciano includes alleged texts from Demi he says she sent after leaving Italy. He says she stayed in contact with him for months through calls, texts, FaceTimes, and invited him to visit her in Utah and California. He claims that Demi even shared her location with him and says that behavior confirms a continued relationship, not a person reacting to SA. There's one text where she tells him, "You should come out," meaning Utah, "and do K."
Just when you thought it couldn't get weirder, just when you thought, okay, surely we have hit rock bottom, surely there are no more. Harry Jowsey, who loves to stir the pot, honestly give that man a giant wooden spoon and a chef's hat, brought up a conspiracy theory that I hadn't even heard yet, and I live on Reddit. I live in the comments section. I have a degree in internet drama. The theory that Demi invited Marciano to Utah, specifically to help her and her husband Brett conceive a child. I know, I need you to pause. Just blink a few times. Let that sink into your brain. My jaw is on the floor too. The logic here, and I use the word logic very loosely, incredibly loosely, is that Brett is older, he's on testosterone treatments, and maybe he's not super fertile right now. Marciano is, well, young and apparently full of blue chew energy, as we established in the previous disaster. So the theory is that they didn't just want a friend, they needed a, let's call it a donor. A freelance contributor, a biological assistant, and you might be thinking, okay, that is just a gross internet rumor. People are crazy. But here's the wildest part. Here's the part that actually gave me the creeps and made my skin crawl. Marciano didn't deny the vibe. He didn't say that's crazy. That's disgusting. Absolutely not. How dare you suggest that about a married couple? No. He leaned into it. He sat there with a microphone in his face and said, maybe there's some logic to it. The amount of conversations, it definitely is odd. He even went on to mention how they let him get close to their kid, implying that was part of the audition process. Excuse me, sir, are you telling me you think you were being groomed to be a baby daddy? Now, rumors suggest this is just wild internet speculation. And honestly, it sounds like fan fiction written by someone who needs fresh air, vitamin D, and maybe a hobby. But can you imagine the scene? Hey, come over to Utah, have a dirty soda, look at our mountains, and donate some DNA. It's giving Handmaid's Tale mixed with Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and I am deeply, deeply uncomfortable. The audacity to even entertain this thought on a public podcast, it is unhinged behavior.
Did you guys hear that apparently we're getting a Secret Lives of Mormon Wives spinoff in California? Now let's dive into these rumors and talk about my theories for the show. Yesterday on IG, Demi posted this, which was a photo carousel of Demi and her husband Brett. With the submitted message, can confirm Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is working on a spinoff show in California. Whitney was connected but now departing. Demi is also exiting after this season.
Before we wrap this up, and I know your brain is melting, mine is too, we have to touch on the Taylor Frankie Paul of it all. Because let's be honest, in this universe, all roads, all drama, and all bad decisions eventually lead back to Taylor. Marciano, who apparently drank a gallon of truth serum, or maybe just delusion serum before this podcast, dropped another little grenade on his way out the door. He claims, and keep in mind, this is according to him, that Taylor and Dakota are still hooking up, or at least they were right up until the second she left to film her new dating show. I mean, are we surprised? Are we? If this is true, and knowing them, it probably is. It just proves that the word X in this friend group is just a suggestion. It's a concept. It's not a reality. These people are more entangled than a pair of wired headphones you left in your pocket for 3 years. You cannot untie them. You can try, but you will fail. They are addicted to the chaos. And finally, we have to talk about the future because the rumors are flying. Dumois, the holy grail of unverified tea, the Bible of gossip, posted that there's a spin-off coming to California. But here's the kicker. Here's the part that makes me nervous. The rumor is that Whitney and Demi might be leaving. And guess what Demi did? She reposted this rumor on her story. And then he immediately deleted it. Now, I speak fluent internet. I know what that means. That means I got excited, I pressed post, and then my publicist called me screaming, "You signed an NDA." That is a panic delete if I've ever seen one. So I have to ask, if Demi leaves, does the show survive? She brings the heat, she brings the villains. If Whitney leaves, does the show get more peaceful or just more boring? I honestly don't know, but I'm scared.
At the grocery store and my daughter just picked a cereal.
So here we are. Look at where we are. Look at the mess we are in. We have a lawsuit that involves location tracking. We have a wet dream legal defense. I still can't believe I said that. We have dead dad comments being thrown around like confetti. And we have a potential sperm donor conspiracy theory that belongs on The X-Files. This isn't just a reality show anymore, you guys. This is a psychological experiment, and we are the test subjects. I need to know what you guys think. I genuinely need to know because I feel like I'm losing my grip on reality. Is Marciano's lawsuit valid, or is he just trying to stay relevant after getting cut from season 3? And did Demi go too far with the dad comment, or is everything fair game in Love and War? Let me know in the comments. Don't hold back. Scream at me. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm right. Just tell me something because clearly they aren't holding back anything.